welcome to Lipstick on a Rig. Today we are making this meditation poof. This pattern used roughly 1 skein of red heart yarn. To get started, grab your size F or 5 crochet hook and whatever yarn you have on hand. And keep in mind that this pattern is completely customizable, so if you're going to make it larger, you might want to go ahead and grab 2 skeins of yarn. To get started, you just want to begin with a magic circle, and if you're unfamiliar with any of the stitches used in this pattern, check the links in the description and I will put some tutorials down there for you. So what you're going to do is once you have your magic circle in place, you're going to place 10 half double crochets inside of it. Once you have your 10 half double crochets, go ahead and tighten up your tail and that'll close up that circle. From here you want to place 1 half double crochet in that first stitch. And keep in mind this is going to be a continuous loop pattern, so we won't be starting and stopping each row. Once you've placed your first half double crochet, all you want to do is place a half double crochet around your post. And this first stitch is always the most difficult to work with, so just kind of keep that in mind. So I'm just going to insert my hook up around the first stitch like that, and then I'm just going to place my half double crochet. So for every stitch you're actually placing 2 stitches. So now go ahead and place 1 half double crochet in your next stitch. And then you're going to place a half double crochet around that same stitch. So go ahead and repeat this for all 10 stitches in your row, and you should have a total of 20 stitches when you're done. So once you reach the end of your row, you can see these sort of ribs where you placed your front post stitches. So now all I want you to do is place 2 half double crochets in your regular stitches like this one, and then place 1 half double crochet around the front post. You're going to want to do that for the entire row, and you should have a total of 30 stitches when you're done. So all you're doing is in these regular stitches you're placing 2 half double crochets. And then you're just going to crochet around the post like this with your half double crochet. So go ahead and do that for the entire row, and I'll meet back up with you there. And when you get to the end of your row, you can see that we're continuing those ribs kind of going out like a sand dollar. So now all you're going to want to do is place 1 half double crochet in that next stitch, and then place 2 half double crochets in the stitch beside it, and then you're going to want to place a half double crochet around the post. So as you can see, we are placing the increasing stitch right before each post stitch. So go ahead and follow that pattern going all the way around, and you should have 40 stitches when you're done. Once you get to the end of your row, this is where the pattern can become completely customizable. All you're going to want to do is place a regular half double crochet stitch in all of the regular half double crochet stitches. When you get to the stitch directly before each of these posts here, you're going to want to place 2 half double crochets. Then you're going to want to crochet around the post just like normal with your half double crochet and continue on for the rest of the row. If you do this, you'll be increasing by 10 every time, and you should have a nice flat poof top. So go ahead and get this top to whatever size that you would like. Once the meditation poof reaches your desired size, it should look something like this. From here, all we're going to do is place 1 half double crochet in each stitch across for the rest of the row. When you come across a front post stitch like this, instead of crocheting around the front post, all you're going to do is place 1 half double crochet in the top of that stitch. So go ahead and place 1 half double crochet in each stitch across for the rest of the row. When you reach the end of your row, I would just want you to turn the work slightly so that you can see these back stitches back here. So this isn't the V part of the stitch, but you're looking at these back stitches back here. So what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over and insert our hook into the next stitches back here. And then we're going to place a half double crochet. And you can see that pulls that stitch sort of up to the front like that. So go ahead and place 1 half double crochet in the back stitches back here of each stitch across. And you're going to want to do this over and over and over again until this meditation poof reaches your desired height. Once you've gotten this to your desired height, which for me was about 5 rows, what we're going to do is we are going to make sure that we end as close to a front post stitch as we can. So obviously we weren't crocheting in the front posts up here, but we want to try to look for the last row where we had front post stitches and try to line up with that. So once you've lined up and you've ended near a front post stitch, go ahead and place a front post stitch in your next stitch here. And the goal is to try to make it look like they are one line. So once you have your front post stitch in place, go ahead and go to your last row of front post stitches down here and count the number of stitches between your front posts. For me, that number was 16. So now all I'm going to do is place one half double crochet in the top portion of the next 16 stitches. So once you have your half double crochets in place, all you're going to want to do is place a front post stitch in your next stitch. And as you can see, we're just trying to mimic this last row of front post stitches down here. So go ahead and repeat this pattern going all the way around your row, placing half double crochets between these front post stitches here. Once you get back to your first front post stitch of this row, what we're going to do is we are actually going to skip a stitch before it. So this is how we're going to start our decreasing pattern for the bottom of our meditation poof. So go ahead and just skip this stitch right before your front post stitch and dive right into this front post stitch. So now I'm just going to repeat that pattern going all the way around my row, skipping the stitch directly before my front post stitch. And I'm just going to repeat that over and over and over again until I get a hole big enough that I can still stuff this meditation poof, but small enough that I won't have to do much work once I've gotten it stuffed. So as you can see, I've decreased this down significantly and I've started stuffing my meditation poof. The possibilities of what you can stuff one of these with are endless. If you have a surplus of beans or rice, that would work really well in here, especially if you're using it as a yoga prop as well. I found that if you purchased a large appliance recently or anything with a lot of styrofoam in it, you can cut that out to fit and stick it inside. Obviously, foam works really well if you have some shredded foam. You can also use packing peanuts if you've been ordering a lot of stuff online and maybe they didn't listen to your zero waste request. So what I decided to stuff mine with is all the waste that I've been generating since I haven't been able to go to the grocery store myself and I've been having to do curbside pickup. Now, as you can see, it does make a little bit of noise when you sit on it. So if that's going to drive you completely insane, then I don't recommend doing that. But just get creative. Literally, the possibilities are endless. And I'm sure that you already have some stuff lying around your house that you could stuff your meditation poof with. So once you've gotten your meditation poof stuffed, then you're just going to want to continue that decreasing pattern that we were working earlier. So once you get to the point where you have your front post stitch and then your regular stitch, all you want to do is place one front post stitch in each of the front post stitches around your circle. As you can see, our circle is getting very, very tiny. So now all you're going to do is place one slip stitch in each of these stitches across. From here, all I'm going to do is insert my hook up underneath the slip stitch on the opposite side and pull through for a slip stitch. And then from here, I'm just going to insert my hook into the stitch kind of right there, perpendicular to it. I'm going to place another slip stitch, and then I'm just going to insert my hook again directly opposite of where I was and place another slip stitch. From here, I'm just going to pull my yarn nice and tight, and then I'm going to cut and tie it off. And once you get your tails tucked and the meditation poof turned over, it looks something like this. Please let me know in the comments below if you experienced any issues while you were trying to crochet this, and I will do my best to help you out. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, Lipstick on a Rig. Thank you so much for working with me, and I hope you have a wonderful, awesome day.